Okay, folks, TIA, Part I, Assessing the Impacts. So this is the last of the videos on assessing traffic impacts of your new development, and we're going to look at two particular topics: assessing the impacts of the site traffic, and also we'll talk a little bit about some of the computer packages that you can use to help do some of the analysis. So first of all, in one of the previous videos, we got as far as future background, which is essentially the existing traffic volumes plus the traffic growth plus the background developments, and we're basically trying to model what's the traffic going to be like in 5 years if we didn't build our proposed development. So that's future background. And then we're going to add our net new traffic, which of course is how much traffic is our new proposed development going to generate, minus how much traffic is on our existing site right now. So we're going to knock down the parking lot that's on our existing site and put up a block of condos. What's the difference going to be? It might even go down if the parking lot is really busy. But basically, we end up with two things. We end up with future background, which is what's it going to be like in the future in 5 years' time if we didn't build our development, and future total, which is what's it going to be like in 5 years' time if we do build our development. So here we go. Here's again an example from, where are we? Mutual Street. So we've got the future background traffic volumes, and there's our net new site volumes, and here's our future total. So if you look closely at the numbers, I'm not going to do the addition, but fundamentally, well, there hasn't been all that much difference. At 580 in the middle, just about there, has become 585. 460 became 475. Fundamentally, once you start spreading traffic out across the network, it disappears pretty quickly and it just sort of merges into the existing stuff out there. Because fundamentally, this site is only generating, 40-something trips, I think it is. Maybe a few more that I can't see, which are probably coming off on-street parking or something like that. But fundamentally, you're not generating all that many trips in this particular site. But obviously, if you had a much bigger site or a much bigger traffic demand, something that was very peaked, such as like a school, which has a whole lot of parents picking up students at exactly 3:30 or 3:30 to 3:45, and so while there might not be all that many of them, they actually come at a very, very high rate, and so the effective traffic volume is huge if you times it by 4, because they all come in a 15-minute period. But it's the effect of them coming over an hour is the rate, what it feels like on the street. So you might have 60 cars picking up school children in 15 minutes. That actually feels like, whatever that is, 240 cars an hour for 15 minutes. It feels really, really busy. And so that's sometimes what you come up against, not just necessarily the amount in the hour, but also the effective rate. Anyway, I digress. So here's another example. This is again back to the Bathurst site that we've been using a lot. We've got future background traffic volumes here on the left, and then we've got the net site volumes here. It looks like there wasn't actually a net site, it's just the site, because by the looks of things, there isn't actually anything on the site at the moment when we did the traffic count, so there's no need to take anything off because we didn't count anything when we were out there. And then future total traffic volumes, and there looks to be a scenario here with this northbound left restricted, so you're not allowed to turn northbound left, even though apparently a whole lot of people are breaching the rules anyway, so that sometimes happens in the real world. But we're going from future background of what is that? 45, 420 plus 10 is 430, so not a huge change. Again, let's have a look in the PM. That's going to be a bit bigger. 50 going south there. 505 plus 50 equals 465. Oh, someone's done some interesting maths there. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. 420 plus 450 equals 465. So you just got to be careful, as I just made the mistake. that you're reading the right things. So AM peak hour is there, weekday peak, PM peak is in the brackets, and those curly brackets must be the PM peak hour, which strangely enough isn't showing on this future total. But anyway, never mind, onwards. So now that we've actually got an idea as to what the change in traffic volume is going to be, you know, with our site, without our site over here in future background in 5 years' time, what our site's going to do in site traffic, and then in 5 years' time with our site, the future total. Now we've got to get some idea as to how we actually judge the impact of these things, and that's where some of these computer packages come into use.